Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 28th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see that we've got that monsoon moisture up across some of the Pacific Northwest. Lightning strikes going on across portions of western Oregon. We'll dive into that in a little bit of detail here in a moment. And you can see the next batch of energy out over the Pacific Ocean will be moving in as we go through the end of the week and towards this weekend, perhaps bringing us a more widespread lightning event here across some of the Pacific Northwest. So let's just go ahead and start to dive into things here this morning. I'm going to show you this here first. We're going to take a look at that lightning activity. There is Corvallis, there's Eugene right here, and again, the lightning is right there. And you can already see the problem here because we've got the general thunderstorm risk generally to the right of this line, but we're already getting this lightning here. I wouldn't be surprised if there were other strikes with some of this activity here as we go through this morning as well. And then as we scroll a little bit further north, you can kind of see that thunderstorm cutoff right there. We've got some dry, isolated thunderstorms possible across the Washington Cascades and the Olympic Mountains. This is for tomorrow, but this is going to be ongoing here for the next couple of days as well. So we have some very receptive fuels. We could be kicking off some fires with this lightning activity. Now, make that small, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at a little bit closer view of things here. You can see the mid-level water vapor loop. That monsoon moisture is clearly in place here across the Pacific Northwest. And again, you can see the plethora of lightning strikes here between Salem and Eugene to the west of the I-5 corridor. And that's going to kind of be a theme that we're going to be watching here over the next day or two. It's a very subtle feature kind of moving through before the stronger upper level low arrives as we go through the end of the week. And also looking at the smoke out there, you probably noticed the hazy skies, and look at some of the smoke drifting all the way from Idaho back across into western Washington. The Bear Gulch fire, you can kind of see it flare up during the afternoon hours. Looks like some fires across British Columbia, Vancouver Island, and of course, I think that is the Emigrant fire there across portions of Oregon. Correct me if I am wrong on that, but that is producing quite a bit of smoke here as well. So very hazy conditions from the smoke out there as you go through the next couple of days. And Seattle, 7th 90-degree day of the year, third straight 90-degree day, and that is the latest stretch ever on record here through the end of August. We've never had one this late in the year of 3 straight 90-plus degree days for Seattle. Portland didn't even hit 90 yesterday, and they did have a couple of back-to-back 100-degree days on the 22nd and the 23rd. Now, wider view of things here. We saw this energy out here over the Pacific Ocean. We're looking at 500 millibar heights and cyclonic relative vorticity. So it's a mouthful, but let's take a look at what that is. You can see that feature right there. That's what's kicking off that thunderstorm activity there between Salem and Eugene in western Oregon. As we go through the day today, you can kind of see some of that activity start to push up across northwest Oregon, maybe towards western Washington as we go over the next couple of days. So very subtle feature, but it could easily kick off some lower elevation thunderstorms, and definitely thunderstorms across the Cascades of Washington and then the Olympic Mountains and probably elsewhere as well. As eventually we'll lift up north, and then we wait for the upper level low as we go through the day on Friday, and this one kind of has a negative tilt to it, which could keep some more widespread lightning activity coming anywhere from northwest Oregon across western Washington and towards portions of British Columbia as we go through this upcoming weekend. So taking a look here a little bit closer, the North American model, again, looking at that relative vorticity, this is that very subtle feature. That's why that lightning is being kicked off. But as we go through the day today and on into tonight, you can kind of see that bubble up in that area. That little subtle feature is still moving northbound across some of western Washington as we go through tonight and on in through the day tomorrow. We're now going into Wednesday evening. You see that subtle feature kind of still hanging around there, dealing with some of this monsoon moisture. Could be kicking off some thunderstorms. A little bit better coverage than what some of the Storm Prediction Center and some what the National Weather Service offices are leading on. Obviously, we're kidding them already here this morning. Now, taking a look here at the composite reflectivity, and if we go through this, you can kind of see it does show a little bit of that shower activity, so it doesn't take much. And then we go through the day today. Again, thunderstorms for some of the Washington Cascades, and again, these could be of the dry variety where they're not producing a lot of precipitation. I believe we already started some fires yesterday. We had some lightning strikes off to the east of Mount Rainier, so that could be an ongoing theme here today. We scroll on in through tonight into tomorrow morning. Look at some of this move out over some of the lower elevation. I mean, this definitely has the chance of bringing some thunder here across some of the Seattle metro and back towards the Olympic Mountains as we go on in through the day tomorrow. This kind of lifts north across the region. You see the spin in the atmosphere there. Can't rule out lightning here as we go through Wednesday night as well. So lots to watch here over the next couple days. And that's not even, that's well before the upper level low with the more widespread lightning potential arrives as we go through Friday night into Saturday. And isolated dry thunderstorms, just kind of showing you the maps here as we go through the next couple of days. And this is for actually day 3. We continue to have some of this dry isolated thunderstorm potential across much of Washington state back towards the Idaho Panhandle. And of course, that would include some of British Columbia there as well. Now, if you want your own affordable home weather station, it detects lightning. It's got solar panels on it. It all powers itself, and it's a very fun weather station. It's got an ultrasonic anemometer. It's got a haptic rain gauge. It does UV index, stores all the data for you in the cloud. I can't recommend a nice affordable home weather station enough. So click on the link down below to save 10% off on that. And when you go to the checkout page on that as well, you will see the Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. It'll come once you get into the checkout page. So just that can cause some confusion sometimes. But anyway, let's scroll through this morning on the high resolution model. This is as we go through about the noon hour, I should say. And you can see some of that lightning. Then it starts to pop off across the Cascades. Washington, Oregon. Again, eastern Oregon under the gun. There's some flash flooding potential with these storms as well. And then we go on in through the overnight hours. See how some of this moves across the Portland metro, northwest Oregon. Look at this across Tacoma, maybe up towards Seattle, Olympia. Some of this activity could be coming out over the lower elevations as we go through Wednesday morning. And then Wednesday afternoon, yet again, Cascades popping off some of those thunderstorms here as we go on in through Thursday morning. Still the potential coming out west of the Cascades. But again, a very subtle feature, so very hard to tell where these thunderstorms are going to set up. Now, the European total precipitation in inches. We have precipitation coming with these monsoon moisture here in this next upper level low. So as we go through the next couple of days, we're now going through Wednesday, and you see this European showing some of this coming out as we go through Wednesday morning on into the day Wednesday. That could very easily be convective. Northwest Oregon, some of the Washington coast, even Cascades, of course, better chances. And then we scroll off on and through Thursday morning, you see some of that activity coming up towards the Washington-Canadian border, Bellingham, southwest BC there, as we go all the way on into the day Thursday. Then we wait. Let's see what this upper level low shows on last night's European. You can see the precipitation approaching, and look at that. You see that band come across southwest Washington? That's definitely going to be convective if this were to verify. And then you can see some of that pushing up towards Olympia, Tacoma, just off to the west of Seattle. This could easily include Puget Sound area, Everett, up towards, Arlington and Bellingham towards southwest BC, but this is definitely convective activity as we go on in through the day. I think this is late Friday night and then on through the day Saturday, potentially on into portions of Sunday here as well, as some areas, are going to be targeted under some of this thunderstorm training here across southwest BC. This could easily pivot a bit further south, and you can see some of that coming across the Olympic Mountains, Olympia, Tacoma, and all the way down towards some portions of northwest Oregon. So lots to watch here over the next few days. If you like lightning west of the Cascades, we just might get it. And this is last night's run versus yesterday late morning run, and you can kind of see how the model's going to be going back and forth on where the best convection will be setting up. This could easily start a bit further south and include portions of Portland, northwest Oregon, then eventually move up across some of British Columbia here as well in northwest Washington as we go on in through Saturday. So yeah, pretty wild times coming up here. It looks like models are starting to trend towards a more active solution as we go through Friday night into Saturday as far as widespread lightning. So taking a look at things here, there is that very subtle feature there on the European model. And then we scroll through the next few days. It's going to be with us. You can kind of see a spin in there, hit and miss thunderstorm activity across much of the region. Monsoon moisture still in place. Then comes the upper level low. And if you want lightning west of the Cascades, you want to kind of see that southeasterly component where it can bring that moisture back up over the region. You don't want that more stable marine air you don't want that moving back in here. You want it out of the south and east. So you can kind of see we do have that as we go through the day on Saturday. That's what would bring that convection, and then eventually this low just kind of sits right on top of us. It starts doing the funky chicken here as we go through the weekend and on into the early portion of next week. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. Pretty low confidence on what exactly is going to happen. Are we going to get another ridge after this upper level low kind of gets off our Pacific Northwest terrain here, or what is going to happen? Well, I'll show you some of that in the extended forecast here in a moment. But first things first, let's look at the monsoon moisture here. you can see it is in place, and then that feature is kind of moving across as we go through today, tomorrow, Thursday, and then the upper level low arrives there, and that's what's going to bring us the convection right there. You'll see some of that moisture again get drawn up across the area. So yeah, we have that monsoon moisture in place right now. You probably see all those clouds across the region here this morning. Now we have the excessive rainfall outlook. I do want to point this out for portions of Idaho. We are under some slight, eastern Oregon towards the Oregon Cascades. We're dealing with some marginal risk there for excessive rainfall outlook. This just kind of shows you the chances of dealing with some flash flooding conditions. This is day 2. The slight kind of hits northeast Oregon, portions of Idaho, and it does clip southeast Washington also. And there's day 3, starts to push off to the east a little bit more. Now, this is the daily 2-meter max temperature, and I tell you what, it's going to be very difficult forecasting some of these high temperatures over the next few days because we got cloud cover across the region. It makes for a very tricky forecast. You can see the National Climate Model showing sorry, that Seattle is at 87 degrees here today, some 90s for Tacoma, Olympia, and some mid and lower 90s there across the Willamette Valley. Still pretty warm there east of the mountains, but still the cloud cover is going to be a very difficult forecast of this today. So we might not quite get there for some areas. When we go to Wednesday, we cool down a little bit. There's Thursday and Friday. We bounce back those temperatures in advance of that upper level low. So we warm things back up again. But then as we go through the weekend, we're going to have that cloud cover and some precipitation. So the upper level low is going to be pretty close as we go through this weekend. It will cool us down. You can kind of see these temperatures dropping off pretty dramatically here for places like Seattle, Portland, Southwest BC, and even eastern Washington, eastern Oregon. We are suppressing the temperatures here with the system kind of trying to park right over our region. And then who knows what's going to happen off through the extended forecast. We'll take a look at the artificial intelligence here in a moment on that. This is the GFS for Seattle. You can see as we go through the day today, tomorrow, there's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and kind of see the upper level low parking right over the area, and then we're going to warm up again after that. Or what is going to happen? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine right now. We don't have good confidence in that at this point. Portland, you can kind of see the daily highs, that diurnal and nocturnal variation in these temperatures in the upper level low getting closer as we go through this weekend. And this is Moses Lake. You can see how warm they're going to be getting here as we go through this weekend, and still some pretty warm days upcoming. So Boise as well, looking a little bit farther off to the east across portions of Idaho. Now, European artificial intelligence. So here we are right now. That's that system out over the open ocean. We're looking at Hawaiian Islands, bottom left, Pacific Northwest to the upper right. We put this into motion. And again, the subtle features will be with us here for the first couple of days, 2-3 days as we go through Thursday. And then the upper level low approaches. Pretty good position there. Some negative tilt to this trough, I should say, as it continues to bring that monsoon moisture back across the region as we go through the day on Saturday. Upper level low doing the funky chicken right over the top of us. What is going to happen with that? We're going to get this ridge to build in here. Is this thing going to retrograde? All good questions. We'll continue to watch that over the next few days. As you can see, it looks a bit chaotic as we go through the extended forecast. Good luck with that as of right now. We'll definitely have to be watching that as we go. So the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, west coast here above normal as we go through the early portion of September, and the kind of near normal or mixed bag here across Pacific Northwest. A lot of the region here still showing above normal as we go through the early portion of the month. And just a reminder, if there are any more issues here with YouTube, hopefully that is not going to be the case, but check back on the Patreon page. That link will be down below here in the description as well. So check back here for messages. I have total control of this page, and I should have total control of the YouTube page over the next week or two. Eventually the Google system will let me make changes, and I'll be in full control of the channel. But yeah, there's our next batch of energy. Monsoon moisture is in place. Watch out for those lightning strikes as you go through the day today. Still dealing with some very warm temperatures and some heat advisories, some extreme heat warnings east of the Cascades there as well. But otherwise, yeah, we'll continue to watch this and break it down. I'm starting to get excited for that upper level low approaching here. The lightning shows here west of the Cascades are exceedingly rare, and this one is starting to shape up, and it might be a doozy here as we go through Friday night on into the day Saturday. So check back daily for that. I may start doing more than one video a day as this gets closer as well, especially if this continues to trend in the fashion of bringing lightning west of the Cascades. So anyway, I'll stop yapping here. We'll wrap things up, and I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.